What is up, y'all? I'm Ant. I'm joined by my friend and good longtime co-host, Le Champion. Introduce yourself, sir.
What is up, everybody? It's Macho Man. And dig it.
Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Here is my thing. Macho Man Dan, we have been doing this for what, 2 years now?
Almost, actually. Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy to think? We've been doing it for 2 years. Before we talk about Monday Night Raw, which is what you're here to see, I want to let you, or what you're here to listen to, or watch on YouTube. I want to go over, we have a list of things coming up. So I want to just go over this before we dive right into Raw really quick. So we have a lot of things coming up soon. On Saturday, November 19th, we have our series kickoff, the top 20 pay-per-view wrestling pay-per-views of all time countdown. Now, this list consists of wrestling pay-per-views from WWE, WCW, ECW, All Elite Wrestling, even New Japan. I think Wrestle Kingdom's on there at one of them. The first one, number 20, will debut on Saturday, November 19th. There's no countdown on what time that's going to drop. It doesn't really matter because it will, you don't necessarily need to have a time to check that out. But that will be dropping first. It's the first thing to talk about. Also, the second important thing, our season 2 of the Broken Skull Session series recap will be dropping on Thanksgiving Day, if I'm correct. November 26th, 2022. Is it Thanksgiving Day? Is it Thanksgiving?
No, November 26th is that Saturday.
Okay, so Survivor Series. Yes, perfect. Day of Survivor Series. That's what it was. Be thankful for you're going to be thankful for this one, actually, Dan.
Ooh.
I'm so glad that you're on this week. Obviously, I'm happy that you're always on. But the Broken Skull Sessions recap will be on Y2J Chris Jericho.
Yes.
A big interview. Of course, he has to open up season 2. So be on the lookout for that. That's on November 26th. That'll be dropping early. So before the Survivor Series, you can listen to it and then watch the Survivor Series. Chris Jericho has made many memories at the Survivor Series. I think he was involved in the first Elimination Chamber match in 2002. Chris Jericho breaking down the walls. He fought John Cena. Huge night for Jericho. Anyways, moving on. Huge nights for us on Saturday, December 10th. We will be having the Slammy Awards, the third annual Slammy Awards, and we're going to be covering things like Match of the Year, Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Pay-Per-View of the Year, different topics, Moment of the Year, so many different things. Slammy Awards, so that will be Saturday, December 10th, live at 8 p.m. So much fun stuff happens at these award shows. Things get chaotic. Last time we had a special, we brought Dan back last year. It was a fun night covering everything 2021. And we'll be doing that with the Slammies for 2022. December 10th at 8 p.m. We then have our special, our Christmas special, our third, I think it's our second annual Christmas special. Get ready to celebrate the holiday season. It's my favorite time of year. Get your eggnog, a little rum, have your friends over, sing your favorite Christmas song, and listen, cozy up by the fire and listen to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast Christmas special live on December 24th, starting early at 7 p.m. because I know Santa's coming and I want to make sure that you
Hey,
guys.
listen, bro, Santa's coming to town.
Santa's coming to town, and I want you all to be asleep and ready by the time he comes. So check out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast third annual Christmas special. I'm sure someone will sing, "Walking in a Winter Wonderland." Gone away.
I was gonna say there's just a little sneak peek.
Yes, sir. Maybe I'll get down Jingle Bells. Christmas Don't Be Late is a good one. You listen, you never know what will happen. So check out that. Also, we have our last thing that we're going to talk about, our New Year's Eve 2023 countdown live Saturday, December 31st, 2022. That's going to have a special start time at 6 p.m. because obviously you want to watch the ball drop. You might have your favorite shows you want to watch. But with our New Year's Eve 2023 countdown, we're going to be talking about the top moments from 2023, along with the top matches of 2023. We're going to be counting down that list live at 6 p.m. on Saturday, December 31st. And that's like
It's
our,
crazy to think that 2022 is almost over.
yeah, we have another, dude, we're at the last week of November next week. And then we have December, and then we're in 2023.
Yeah, man. Shit.
It's
This year
it's
went by
insane.
fast.
That's listen, Dan, as you get older, hold on to the memories of the youth while you can. But anyways, so with all of that, if you're still here, and I'm happy that you um, you are checking out the Uncensored Wrestling Podcast, the WWE Monday Night Raw recap, review, whatever you want to call it, shindig, live on November 14th, 2022, live in Louisville, Kentucky. Don't break my heart.
My achy breaky heart.
I just don't think they understand. But if you break my heart, my achy breaky heart. I don't know why that song made me think of Kentucky, but getting lucky in Kentucky. Someone who's lucky in Kentucky is a WWE United States champion, Seth frickin' Rollins. He comes down to the ring, and Seth says, "Last week was wild. I put out one open challenge, and I got people coming out of the woodwork. Austin Theory tried to cash in on my title. That didn't work out for him. And the fans chant that was stupid, which kind of was. Seth says, now that I am the United States champion, this is the top prize on Monday nights. Tonight, we will add to my legacy as I go one-on-one with Finn Balor. Bobby Lashley then comes out to the ring, and Lashley says, I turned the selfie boy into a punchline. That beating I gave you last week will continue until I get my title back. And Rollins says, you had a chance last week. Your temper has gotten the better of you as of late. I think it started after your loss to Brock Lesnar. And before anything else can happen, Mustafa Ali comes out with a referee. And Lashley says, that beatdown I gave you last week will be nothing compared to this week. I will hurt you if you want a match. Then Ali attacks Lashley, who sends him outside. Lashley says, if you want an ass whooping, it won't be pretty. So, okay. Lashley wants the U.S. title. Seth Rollins defeated Lashley for the title. That makes sense. Ali is getting retribution for being attacked backstage by Lashley last week. What do you think of this segment?
I mean, I definitely like how Seth Rollins, coming out gloating and everything. And he's actually kind of right. I mean, that title is really the top prize on Raw, considering the fact that there's no world title because Roman Reigns. I mean, the tag titles isn't really like the top title on there. No offense to that, but I mean, yeah, for the men's titles, I really have to say he's right. The U.S. title is the top prize right now, and that's kind of why Austin Theory cashed in on him. They really want to make it look like it's the top prize, and I mean, I can agree with that approach, but I don't know the way it's been booked for so many years, and now they all of a sudden want to make it the top prize because it's the only title they have on that brand. It's a little meh. The Bobby Lashley and Ali thing definitely interesting. It makes sense that Ali wants payback for what Lashley did to him. I feel like it would have been interesting to see what Ali would have thought about all of this, but that's me.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the match. Ali sends Bobby Lashley face first into the ring post. Lashley runs Ali into the ring post outside. He being Lashley, pronouns pal, tosses Ali over the announce table, and Ali gets back into the ring at a 9 count. Lashley catches Ali and lands a one-arm slam. He then lands another one-arm slam. Ali then calls on Bobby Lashley, who runs into the post. Ali nails a tornado DDT, and Lashley lands a spear and locks in the hurt lock, and that's it. So, I mean, there's really no sort of follow-up to this. Ali challenged Lashley, he lost. But Lashley is a worthy contender now, it looks like, for Seth Rollins, it seems right now.
Yeah, no, it definitely does seem that way. I mean, it kind of hurts me that they have Ali wanting payback, but like he doesn't actually get it. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I feel like it was just kind of a little filler. Like, yeah, they wanted to make it make sense, and I'm glad they did. But I don't know. It just seemed kind of like pointless to have Ali be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do anything. Now you're gonna attack me. Well, I'm gonna get my vengeance on that." But I mean, it definitely does make Lashley look like a top contender, considering the fact of how he just destroyed him. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe it wasn't entirely. I mean,
Okay.
that's just my take on it.
Well, I mean, it was a decent match. I mean, I guess it had to happen because of the situation last week, but it wasn't really anything great. Moving on, the OC and Mia Yim are backstage, and Gallo says that he has a way with words and he got Yim to come jokingly. And Yim's like, no, that's all, BS. And AJ basically challenges Finn Balor to a match at Survivor Series. That will be great to see. And we get our next match. We'll talk about that promo in a minute. Our next match,
Actually,
Mia
this wouldn't
Yim.
be the first time we see AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Yeah, did that happen at TLC?
Yep,
Good.
TLC 2017. Except this time we'll be seeing regular Balor, not Demon Balor. So
Yeah,
this
and
will be an interesting match.
I think they both have grown too since then. So I'm excited to see what different elements they're gonna bring to that match. Survivor Series, they're kind of
Definitely.
looking pretty good so far. Um, we then have Mia Yim taking on Tamina Snuka, and we haven't seen Tamina in a while, but it's good to see her. Tamina nails a running hip attack in the corner. We see Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio watching at ringside. Mia nails a Hurricane Rana. We see Damage Control watching backstage, and then Mia Yim nails an 8 defeat and gets a 3 count. Afterwards, Rhea Ripley attempts to go into the ring, and then she leaves. She's like, "I'm not ready, not yet, whatever." So what do you think about Mia Yim being the woman to actually stand up to Rhea? Do you think she's a worthy person to do that?
Um, I don't know. I haven't seen too much of her. I've definitely seen some of her, but like not too much to like be like, oh yeah, she could definitely stand up to her. I feel it could be interesting to see her do it. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't, but I mean, really, we have to wait and see. Honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Well, moving on, Matt Riddle's backstage with his bongos. Alpha Academy shows up, and basically Gable says shush. Riddle nails the bongos. It's just a silly segment. Not much to talk about here. Just Riddle being silly.
Yeah,
Um,
comedy segment.
yep. We then see Mia Yim backstage. A damage control show up, and Dakota Kai says, we have a lot in common. We know what it's like to be forgotten about. Bailey says, join our team at War Games. And Mia says, I have no issues with, Bianca Belair or anyone. And Bailey tells her, well, think about it. You have to choose, think about it, choose a side. Um, do you think Mia should choose damage control?
I feel she could definitely do better in damage control than on Bianca's team. But I mean, really, it also depends on who wins the whole match. I feel like it definitely should be damage control because they haven't exactly been on the greatest winning streak as of late. But I feel like if they add Mia Yim with them, it could definitely add some firepower, I guess you could say. So I
The
mean,
HBIC. I like her.
I do. I really do like her as well, and I also love her theme song. So,
I saw her live and she was kicking ass. Um, What's being kicking ass? We have Chad Gable with Otis taking on Matt Riddle. Gable nails a top rope German suplex to Matt Riddle. Riddle nails an exploder suplex and a Broton knee to the face, and he gets a 2 count. Gable applies an ankle lock. Riddle applies a triangle choke. Gable nails a cliffhanger DDT, and that gets a 2. Gable nails a backside, and Otis ends up putting Gable's feet on the ropes, and Gable gets the victory, the stolen victory by Chad Gable, in a really good match. What'd you think?
I mean, is it just me or does it seem like Matt Riddle's always just kind of like with Otis and Chad Gable, considering the fact that they're both teams are technically, or not even team, you know what I mean, are in the tag division. So it just seems like they're always kind of like doing stuff, and it's never like new people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seems like the tag division is Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, versus Alpha Academy, the Usos, New
versus
Day, pretty much
what is
it.
it, the Street
Viking
Profits and
Raiders,
everything.
Street
It doesn't
Profits,
seem
Hit
like
Row,
it doesn't seem like they have
Legato.
many options. They have more options on SmackDown now.
Yep.
Why won't they add more to Raw? That's just my question.
Well,
Um, I mean, other than like just that question, I'd say it was an okay match. Definitely fits Raw. So
Raw. Well, I thought it was good. I thought it was a decent match between the two of them, but I do feel like the ending could have been a bit better based on the match that they gave us. But who knows? We'll probably
yeah,
see that down the line. Speaking of down the line, JBL is with Baron Corbin, and they're playing poker. They're winning. They're happy, and then Akira Tozawa comes over to play a game of poker. Another comedy segment.
yeah, but I do want to say this. I don't know. I'm not liking the way JBL is doing it. I mean, it just seems like a kind of like a really even worse ripoff than his a rich gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what this I'll tell you, like I know it sounds stupid, but I think the
Oh, I'm
reason
not talking about JBL's rich gimmick. I'm talking about Baron Corbin's own rich gimmick that he
Oh, I
did.
thought you were talking about JBL.
No. I'm not talking about JBL's. I'm talking about like Baron Corbin's old,
Baron
like,
Corbin
yeah,
has
look
his
at
own
me. I'm rich.
personality.
I'm gonna do everything. I mean, yeah, it definitely has shades of JBL. I'm not gonna say that because I mean he is his manager, but I don't know. It worked maybe back in like the early 2000s, but I don't think it works now. Like I don't know, try and make him like more, have him be like a badass, like kind of like how JBL's, instead of having him do like, oh look at me, I'm high and mighty, I'm playing poker with my friends, like the APA did.
Well, I guess there's more to come from this. I guess we'll see. I do agree. Like I think Corbin needs a different gimmick, but I am happy to see JBL.
I am definitely, I do love seeing JBL.
We then get a special Miz TV episode, and Miz is a special guest, and he has Byron Saxton in the ring with him. And Miz has prepared a statement. He says, "I regret paying Dexter. I wanted empathy for years. I did it all, and I never got injured. And if I did, I would always show up in the ring." And he says, "I never got a pound in the back from anybody. I never got cheered because I was cooped up in my house because I was depressed about what happened since Johnny Gargano." Exposed him. Johnny Gargano then comes out and he tells him is that he was in Cabo last week. Miz was not depressed. Miz is like, why are you in this? Why? He's like, I think you're trying to use my story to get chance for yourself. Gargano says, everyone knows you're a liar. He then goes on to call the Miz Mr. Rogers because Miz is wearing like a sweater vest. And Miz says, I'm a good guy. And Gargano says, this is gonna end when you fight Dexter Loomis. If Loomis wins, you will pay him and he will get a contract. If he loses, he doesn't have to do anything. And the Miz says, next time I see Dexter Loomis, it will be lights out and it will be awesome. I can't do it like he does, but
I
Dexter Loomis
mean, it
appears.
just mirrors it, like, I don't know, this whole thing with,
So
oh,
hang
I
on.
want sympathy. I'm a nice guy. No, that's not what the Miz is about. The Miz is a heel. He's supposed to be the bad guy. He's the guy you love to hate. You don't want him to have sympathy. I hate this whole storyline. If you wanted Dexter Loomis in there, just do it. Don't. I hate the way they had to do this. I hate it. I honestly do. But I mean,
I
I guess
think
maybe the match between him and Dexter Loomis could be good. But I mean, I think you obviously know Dexter Loomis is gonna win. And then
here's
I
the
feel
thing with Loomis. Go ahead, keep going.
I was just gonna say, like, I hate that Miz is taking so many losses. Like, I can't even, like, I think the last time I remember him winning, like on a pay-per-view or anything, was literally WrestleMania. That was over 6 months ago. I
Yeah, I
mean,
agree. He hasn't done anything, but I do think the reason why they're picking the Miz is with a wrestler like Dexter Loomis with his gimmick and character, you need an over the top opponent who's gonna be expressive and dramatic. Because Dexter Loomis's whole character is that he's a scary, like almost like stalker. And if you have Dexter Loomis versus Braun Strowman, that's not gonna work. Braun's not gonna be afraid of Dexter Loomis. So you need to pick
no,
someone who's
I
over the top.
understand that, but why do you have to have Miz be like, oh, I want sympathy. I paid him to do this. I'm a good guy.
Because the Miz, the type of heel that the Miz is, because he's so bitchy, it's almost Prince Charles like, you don't care about me. Everything I did, all you like he says it. He's like, you are, he's like, I wrestled, I didn't get any pat on the back. Like, I think that's more of it than empathy. I get what you're saying, he wants empathy, but like he's more, I think, coming from the point of like, no matter what I did for this business, none of you people cared about me. So I'm going to do something like this to make you feel bad for me and make you care. Whether it's sympathy or not, at least you're caring about me. That's what I think. Maybe they should have said that, but with him saying like, you never give me a pat on the back, I'm taking it as like, I've put my body on the line, and no matter what I did for you, I never.
Okay, I will agree on like that covert, but like at the same time, I still don't feel like that should be the Miz. I mean, the Miz never cares. He though like the way the Miz is heel, like he does anything to win. He doesn't care what people think about him. Why does he all of a sudden care? Oh, I never got a pat on the back. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like it doesn't work for his heel gimmick. I mean, like maybe if it was like I don't know, like maybe like Johnny Gargano himself being stalked or something. I don't know. That's just me though. I wish
here's
the
the
Miz
thing.
wasn't involved in this and have to be like, oh, I want people to care about me. I'm like, no, you don't. He doesn't normally give a shit what people think about him. He doesn't care. That's why he is what he is.
But you could kind of say though that the thing about the Miz though is that he does want everyone's attention. His whole character is, I'm awesome. I'm a Hollywood star. He craves that attention. So I can see him being like,
I
you
mean,
know,
I'm just gonna say this that but the way you're saying it makes it sound like he's one of those like like he's one of those guys in the movies where it's like or even in real life who are like, oh, I'm a bad tough guy, but I want attention from everybody.
he's
That's
kind
why
of
I'm in
like
the
my
movie.
character. My idea of the Miz is he's kind of like in those stupid rom com, like bad boy on campus. One of those like wannabe tough guys who's a jerk, who is just literally just seeking for someone to reach out and
Yeah,
talk to
that's
them.
literally the way you're making him describe. Like that's the way you're describing him, and
Yeah,
I don't think that's how you should look at the Miz. But I mean, that's just me.
but I feel you, but that's what his whole entire thing has been. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm the Miz. I'm an A-lister. I'm this. If you're not, he loves to brag about himself. If you're someone
Okay,
who
but who doesn't love to brag about themselves once in a while?
he brags about himself every single.
Okay, but you don't hear him be like you don't hear him every week. I was WWE champion. I should be WWE champion. No,
For
he
a while
doesn't
he
do it
was
that
doing
way,
that. And remember when he
huh?
used to list all of his accomplishments?
Well,
Remember?
yeah, okay, but he's not doing that every week.
Former
If he
WWE
was really
champion,
one of those
former
guys, I feel like
WWE,
he'd be
remember?
doing that.
He does. I listen, I feel you. I get you. But I just think his character, even from the beginning, he did the same kind of storyline with the Boogeyman when he debuted. Like the Miz has always been this, like, I'm Hollywood pretty boy, everyone needs to give me attention. I got a hot wife. I got cute kids. I live in a big house. That's what he says. That's what I got, big, massive balls. I mean, that's all he wants is attention. So I can get him being like, you fuckers don't give a fuck about me. So I don't see, listen, I think this is a dumb story, 100%. I don't see why the Miz would need to recruit Dexter Loomis to get people to feel sorry for him. I get that. But if we're gonna go with the storyline, I can understand them choosing the Miz being like, I want attention. They shouldn't have made it like, I don't know. I agree with you. I wish they didn't even do this storyline to begin with, 100%. I just think they could have done something different. But I'm just like, if I'm going with the storyline, I guess I can see them.
I
I
guess.
see the Miz. Listen, the Miz is one of my favorites. Like he took that Intercontinental title and took it to the top. I like the Miz. I just think it's easy for them to always change his character because he is so three-dimensional. Like, there is so many parts to him. He's a tough guy. He's a wimp
A
sometimes.
coward.
Like he has to,
Yeah.
so but anyways, the Miz is like one of my favorites, and Mary's duh. But let's move on. It's definitely getting us talking. Survivor Series, the Miz versus Dexter Loomis. All right, next up we have Dominic Mysterio with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley taking on Shelton Benjamin.
I forgot he was even with I swear to God, I thought he was like fired or something. I
I feel
completely
like
forgot.
WWE watches Facebook groups because I kid you not, 2 weeks ago when Shelton Benjamin came on Raw again, there was a Facebook group that was like WWE has forgotten Shelton Benjamin, and then it's like he's back on. It's like, oh, okay. So
I'm sure
Dominic
he's
and
just been sitting at home taking those paychecks, bro, and I don't blame him.
or he's been at catering, just like they get told you have to come to the show, and okay, we don't have anything for you. That's usually what happens to them if they don't wrestle. It's not
True,
like
but I
they're
don't feel
home.
like it would be like that for like 2 straight years, I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah, maybe because you got to remember they tape other shows. They do main event. They do superstars. You never know
Who knows?
the life of a wrestler. So Dominic slaps Shelton Benjamin to start. Benjamin attacks and slaps back. Dominic dives onto Shelton and he nails a Hurricane Rana. Shelton nails a power slam. Benjamin locks in an ankle lock. Dominic, or actually Rhea distracts referee, and Damian Priest pulls out Dominic, and Dominic sends Shelton into the post, nails a DDT, and nails a frog splash, and gets a 3 count. Dominic continues to win these matches, with the help of Judgment Day. But what do you think?
I mean, it was a good match. I would definitely say that. I mean, it's just weird to me that like Shelton Benjamin's just like all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm here and I'm a big star. I don't know. It's a little weird to me. It was a good match though. I won't say it's bad.
Yeah, it was just there, kind of.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone who's there, but in a good way, Austin Theory is backstage, and Theory says, "I outgrew the ceiling of being the next big thing, and I became the franchise. The whole world wants to see me fail. That contract was an anchor for me. No one has touched Roman Reigns. I tried, so I went after the second option, which is Seth Rollins." Dolph Ziggler shows up, and Ziggler says, "Let me try to help you out. You failed to cash in, you know." And the
Yeah.
world, he's like, and the world knows your ego gets the best of you. And there he says, I am the now, and I'll have to prove that to you. I have no more excuses. And Ziggler goes, sure thing, kid. So it makes sense. Ziggler has been feuding with Theory since Theory's, sort of had this new role on Raw. So it makes sense that the two of them are going to fight tonight.
Yeah.
We can move on. There's really not much to really talk about. It's just,
Yeah, there isn't really much you can really say about it.
Another match we don't really have much to say. Io Sky went after the women's tag champions with Damage Control, and Nikki Cross defeats Dana Brooke after an over the moonsault. Damage Control just looks, untouchable, but this is something to talk about. Mia Yim comes out on the stage, and Mia says, "You're right. War Games is a fight where everyone needs to pick a side, and I picked mine." And Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss show up, and we know that Mia Yim joins them, and now the face team has one more slot open. But yeah, Mia Yim, she joined with the faces. You think she picked the right team?
No, truthfully, no. But
No.
you know,
So, fun fact, as I cough to death, I was doing this like leg crunch at the gym where you like sit on the thing and you move your legs up in the air, and my abs anytime I cough they hurt like terrible. So I'm in a lot of pain, but it's okay. Um, so Akira Tozawa ends up beating, I think, JBL, Baron Corbin in poker, and that ends up them getting mad, and they're gonna fight later on. We then get this match: Austin Theory taking on Dolph Ziggler. Theory nails a backbreaker. Ziggler hits a headbutt, and then Theory nails a clothesline. Theory sends Ziggler shoulder first into the post. Ziggler hits a DDT and gets a 2 count. Ziggler hits a famouser and gets a 2 again. Ziggler then hits a zigzag, another 2 count. Theory's not giving up in this match. Theory with a right hand. He nails an A-Town down twice, and then he starts attacking Dolph Ziggler. He sends Ziggler into the steps, and then Theory slams Ziggler's head onto the announce table many times. The referee DQs Austin Theory. Austin tosses chairs and other equipment at Dolph Ziggler, and officials pull Theory off Ziggler. This is a new, angry Austin Theory. What do you think?
I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, considering the fact that it seemed like they were gonna bury Austin Theory with after the Money in the Bank cash in, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of works. Like it seems like he kind of snapped and he's tired of being like, oh yeah, well I guess I was, even though I was Vince McMahon's boy and everything. I'm here to prove myself now. I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm the best. I'm just gonna prove that I'm not, worthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, but I do like this new theory though, Dan. I have to say, like
Oh,
the
I'll agree.
stuff he's
I
going
definitely
on,
I find it interesting.
he's ready to play. Speaking of someone ready to play, Rhea Ripley confronts Damage Control, and she tells them that if Mia Yim is on the other team, I'm with the Damage Control. And she says, let's go to war. So we now know that the official lineup is Damage Control with Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley taking on Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and there's one more person. So that's exciting. Um, Moving on, Baron Corbin with JBL to take on Akira Tozawa. Corbin gets the win after an end of days. Do you have anything you want to add about this match?
I'm not really. I mean, it was just filler. I mean, I will say though, I'm surprised that I don't know. I keep kind of forgetting Akira Tozawa's there too.
Yeah. Here's
And then
just
him and
filler.
Shelton were just like, it's like, huh, they're still contracted. Okay.
He was playing peekaboo. He was hiding.
Yep.
Um, we then see the face team of Bianca Belair, Bliss, Asuka, and Mia. And basically, Bianca says, just wait until you see who joins our team. While these girls are about games, we are about war. Quick guess of who you think the last female is going to be to join Bianca's team.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say Naomi for
Nail.
shits and giggles.
Okay, Naomi. Okay, that could be her. It could be her. People are saying it could be Candice LeRae because she was attacked a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
it could be.
But anyways, we'll wait and see. For our main event, the WWE United States Champion Seth Rollins defending against Finn Balor. And here are some notes about this match. Seth dives on Balor outside of the ring. Balor sends Rollins into the corner of the announce table. Rollins then with a dive sending Balor onto the announce table. Balor with a sling blade. Rollins nails a super kick. Balor nails a shotgun drop kick to Rollins onto the guard railing. Rollins nails a sit out powerbomb and gets a 2 count. Then Rollins nails a superplex, but Balor is able to take control with a 1916 and he gets a 2. Rollins nails a Falcon Arrow and that gets a 2 count. The Judgment Day then come out and Finn Balor nails a double stomp. The OCME Yim attack Judgment Day, which distracts Balor, allowing Rollins to nail a stomp and get the 3 count victory to retain the U.S. title over Finn Balor. But after the match, Austin Theory attacks Seth Rollins, lays him out, and stands over Seth Rollins with the United States Championship above his head. Austin Theory, could he be your next United States champion? What do you think?
Hmm. It's interesting, really, because like you didn't expect Austin Theory to attack Seth. I mean, you expect him to just kind of like go off, be like, "Ugh, fuck, I lost my money in the bank. Well, now I'm gonna snap," but not like attack anybody else. Just kind of go after Dolph right now. But I feel like it could work. I mean, I wish they didn't have to waste the money in the bank to cash in. I wish they didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I guess if you kind of forget about that whole thing, it could be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like you said, like you'll have to forget about it because there was of a lot of like extra stuff going on. So I definitely can see them, you know. It's just I don't know. I feel like I'm happy to see Austin Theory with this new gimmick. And I like Seth Rollins, but I do think that they're doing a lot of adding people with Bobby Lashley in the mix, and then there's this person and that person. I think they'd be better off if they just left it, um, Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory, instead of having it be um this
Triple
person
threat
and that
match.
person. That you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like they're kind of going after like the triple threat idea to me.
Yeah, I miss it just being a regular one-on-one for the title. Like it doesn't not every person has to compete for the title. That's just my opinion, but
No, you're right. I will agree with you, but like it's kind of hard when you only have like one men's single title. You know what I mean?
yeah, you're
Like you
right.
need people to do stuff, and I agree with you. You need like storylines and everything, but like it's kind of hard when like you want a title. You know, like you
But
want them to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the champion" or something. But the only person that can really do that is like Seth right now. You know what I mean?
you're right. You're right. Well,
So
listen, we covered a lot with Raw. It was a good show. A lot's going to be taking place now next week. We have Survivor Series next weekend. We'll be giving our pay-per-view predictions. Dan, you have a chance to win it all to be our
yep.
champion again. I mean, and I do too, and that's probably going to happen. So I'm excited for that. And also, fun fact, I will be at the next Friday Night SmackDown show. So I'm excited to attend that live with our SmackDown recap. I'll give you some sort of like a behind the live scene scoop, sort of what's happening, what's going down live in Hartford.
Ooh, he'll give
Excited.
us an idea of what the dark matches were.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it starts. I think it says the show starts at 7:50 something. So I don't even know if they will have a dark match.
Well, I
But
mean, they sometimes have like dark matches after the show because, like, I know when I
oh,
went to a
after yeah,
SmackDown.
I don't. But I don't know if I'm going to stay after. I don't
I
always stay
mean,
after.
it
I like
makes
to try
sense.
to
Like,
beat
I
the
I
traffic.
remember when I went to a SmackDown taping, they had it was originally gonna be Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal title, but that didn't happen. So it was Bray Wyatt versus The Miz, and it was like 30 seconds. So
Oh yeah, very fun. Yeah, no, I like to try to beat the traffic because I know there's a lot of people going to see the show. And I'm
yeah.
excited. It's gonna be a fun show. The Connecticut crowd, hopefully they are exciting and I get to brag about it. Hopefully.
Ooh la la! He gets to
Uh,
brag to us that he went to a wrestling event.
well, no, I'm saying I get to brag that the Connecticut crowd was fire if we are.
Oh,
But we
oh,
probably, I
okay.
don't know. New York was fun. New York, we were loud and like had a good time. That was a lot of fun. New York, Connecticut's fun. Connecticut's fun. We get loud, but let's get loud. But thank you for tuning into this episode of Raw. It was a decent episode. Survivor Series is just around the corner. Christmas, everything. We have our best pay-per-view countdowns, number 20 pay-per-view dropping this, what is it, Saturday? Yep, this Saturday. A hint is Ric Flair is prominently featured. Woo!
Woo!
Thank you, sir. I was just about to ask you to give us your best woo, and there you go. But okay, we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you for checking us out. Be safe, and we will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.